Welcome to the verified build. It's been a few weeks since we've done a bit of a whip round, mainly because there's just been a lot of plastering, as you'll have seen in the last update that we did, and there's been more of it. But the heating is on, which we'll get to in a minute. But look at all these walls, they're all dry now. So Adam is actually my apprentice on the camera today, so he'll be able to tell me what the names of these rooms are. Is this the master in the cottage, Adam?
Correct.
Correct. See, I'm getting so good at this now. And the floor's gone down, actual flooring. Show them my sexy feet, Adam. As you can see, this was all just slats and everything. All the pipe work has gone in, all the cable and things like that. Dan has put all the flooring down with Morgan. There's a video on that coming out on the channel very soon, so subscribe if you want to watch it. Let's move into the other rooms, Adam. This is where we watch Adam fall over backwards. Door frame in, some more fresh plastering. We'll just dip into this one as well. It's plaster, but it's all dry. These walls look fantastic, just plastered. We've got skirting boards on as well, or going on, should I say. They've all been laid out, that's all in progress. And I know I can speak for Adam on this one as well, is when the paint goes on the walls, this whole thing is just gonna go from this to just boom, beautiful, furnished house. So the changes, whilst felt very slow before, changes are really happening in this property and it's really exciting. So in the new year, make sure that you've subscribed to the channel so you don't miss all of the changes that are happening. The paint going on, the furniture coming in, all the staging and all that. Let's... Changes! More flooring. If we look up, we did some more plastering here. Again, it's all dry now because we finally got heating on. No bathroom yet. The next thing that Chris is on to is the bathrooms and the en-suites and all of that good stuff. So there's going to be lots more changes. Changes again, guys. Let's move downstairs with the woodwork and stuff like that around the stairs. We've not done any plaster or anything like that. We're just going to give it a fresh lick of paint and varnish and stuff like that on the wood. Am I correct?
Correct.
Correct.
That's going to be taupe.
Taupe, yeah. Taupe 02. Is that a 2 or 7? Feels like you're writing. More plaster on the walls. Rads kind of on. This is still the old door. We've got this door coming on in January, and at the same time we're getting I believe the door on the back of the house, that custom built one, that'll be installed around that time as well. We'll be getting the Glazing Hub boys back on site to finish a job that they started. Kitchen, not much has changed. You've seen this in the last video, so we won't dwell on it too much. Plaster and tiling, all looks great and fantastic. The flooring is probably one of the big things that's still pending right now, purely because of all the work that's still sort of left in each of the houses. Things like light switches, socket switches. We've got the Schneider Lissy range in both properties, but there's still some stuff left to do on that. So we spoke to Tiernan, and because there's still a lot of traffic that's going to be coming in and out, we're waiting for him, or should I say he's waiting for everything else to be finished basically. So then we're going to get the flooring in. So again, if you want to see that action from Tiernan, Pipe Easy, the man himself, the man who can do all the flooring, subscribe to the channel. Let's go outside. And as we can see here, we have got a landscaper in his natural habitat. He's seen me. He's seen me. He can smell me. Danny. Oh, Jesus. Did you need that?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Cheers to Harry.
Tell us what you're doing, mate, because we have had some cold weather, so a lot of things have been postponed. We've seen the flooring go down in the property. What are you on with now that we've actually got a bit of what is positively balmy weather in comparison?
So the last couple of weeks, everything's had to go on hold outside because obviously the frost.
It was so cold.
Bit of snow, yeah. So we weren't able to get back on the top of the landscaping. We tried to do any concreting, anything like that. Anything 3 below, you got chances of your mortar, concrete, it all blowing. So for instance, if you lay the porcelain down, you're going to end up having your screed mix underneath blowing, and therefore having to take your slabs back up, regardless of the SBR you put on it, and you're going to cost yourself a fortune in slabs. So it's not really worth coming in to do that. It's going to cost yourself more money and time in the long run. Now it's going to be a bit milder. It's given an opportunity now to start doing some of the block work to form some steps. We've done a footing and we've managed to tidy up the garden. Even though it's still wet, we used the digger for a day and a half, just tidied it all up and started bringing all the excess materials forward, which allows us then to get rid of the machine, save some money on the hire. We can handball everything then. But again, with the cementitious products, we can start putting things down and getting everything tidied up and built. This is a pad for some steps. Instead of building all the mortar or infilling the concrete, we're just using small dead blocks, bedding them in. We're going to fill in all the gaps and all the joints, and then you're going to have 2 different treads. This will be a lower one. It looks high at the moment, but your slab's going to finish about this sort of level. So your tread's only actually the thickness of a block. So there's your first tread. We'll have some porcelain on here. Then you'll have your next tread, porcelain on there, the porcelain platform onto the garden.
Speaking of porcelain, when are we expected to get the porcelain down?
Weather dependent, January, early part of January.
And how long does that normally take? Like, you just wait, can you just look at the weather and see like, okay, we've got like 3 days, or do you need like a good week, 2 weeks?
This sort of weather would be fine. So like, it'd be great to get it down now, but we're not ready for it. But again, yeah, you keep an eye on the forecast to see what's what. If it looks like some drop in temperature again, you just bin it all off. We're gonna get pre-mixed.
Just bin it all off.
Just bin it all off,
Kick your feet up, have another good weekend.
Sit in front of the fire. But no, we were gonna get pre-mixed screeding. And with that, it's great in the summer, but this time of year, you don't really want to risk it because you could end up bringing in 800 quid worth of material and end up wasting it because you can't lay it. So we're going to mix our own, so at least we can control what we're using. Yes, it might take a little bit longer, but again, weather dependent.
That's the real hard work.
That's why it takes a lot longer. Look, mixer's going. He sat down his backside.
The next thing, so really, you're going to put the steps in, then it's porcelain, and then
retaining wall, and then we'll just.
Sorry, that's another retaining wall.
It is, yeah. If you imagine where the mixer's
still got so many blocks left.
Yeah, we're just trying to use the blocks up.
Maybe I just misinterpreted what was said before, but I feel like there wasn't a wall ever going here, or is that just me not?
There was always going to be a small retainer, and the reason being is that we're going to have the driveway here, and we'll have the parking for the four bed here as well. So you're not just got cars stacked in the driveway, it just looks like a car park. To do that, we're going to have separate levels for the driveway, but we need something to retain the ground. Because if you imagine, say we brought my truck in, we're parking here every day, the ground's going to want to shift, so we need something just to hold it back.
But it's not a wall.
It's a dwarf wall, a small wall.
Yeah, of course, because I'm thinking, for some reason in my head, I'm thinking like they're still going to be able to bring the cars around here, but that's not the point, right?
No. So
because this is where they're going to get porcelain around this area here, so they've got a nice paving area.
Yeah, so your porcelain's coming in line, so where the extension is there.
Mind's eye now.
The extension's coming across, say, to here. I have a small wall that's going to come up to this height.
Oh, baby wall.
Baby wall, straight the way across, and that's just going to be enough just to retain the ground. But you've got the problem is that's the lowest point, so all the groundwater naturally finds its lowest spot and just seeps out. So
you can see it pooling still.
Right.
Sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now back to work, the both of you.
Yes, boss.
All right, let's check out the house. So this is the door that we're still waiting on for the glazing up boys. Custom build, only the best. It's just plastering in here, but the guys have made some serious progress. Again, we've got a nice like shelf, and we've just boxed off. You know, you saw the brickwork and things like that that Danny made. We're now making good of all that. Really, not much has happened in the kitchen. We'll go around this way. Just more plastering. It's looking good though. More plastering here. It's still wet as you can see, but the heating's on. So now I think they started this week and have just been plastering every day this week, and they've made. I think they're finished tomorrow, so which is great. So yeah, this is gonna then basically be ready for painting, which is exciting. Oh, sorry, mate. You're all right. You're right, George. There's George. Evidence of hard work. And then yeah, so in here is, as you can see, all these wires if you look up and to your right. So I will actually be here tomorrow as of time of recording with Nick Bundy, the one and only, installing the Schneider fuse board. I won't be installing it, but you know, I've been learning how to. Plug it in, test if it's live. So yeah, Schneider board's going in, subscribe if you want to watch that. We'll jump back in here just for a quick second. There's nothing changed in here, there's just a load of skirting boards, but just to reiterate what we saw with the plastered rooms in all the rooms in both houses. We've got painted walls, and we come back in here, and this is Adam's safe space where it's like, oh no, this is going to look flipping amazing when it's done. So yeah, this is where we come to remind ourselves that progress once made, it all looks fantastic. So we'll just take a quick look at the cylinder and then the master bedroom, and then we'll all break up for Christmas. Second bedroom, this has been plastered a while ago, which you'll have seen, but the big new addition to the room is the Megaflow cylinder. In place, plumbed in, on. That's about it. That's all I can tell you about a cylinder. But we've also got the 80 MagnaClean Wi-Fi magnetic filter. And we had Colin from 80 join us on the channel talking about why you need a filter for your heating system. Yeah, we'll get Chris to explain, like, I know we've already chatted about the cylinder and things like that, but yeah, there's probably a whole, I mean, I don't even know what I'm looking at here, to be honest. There's a lot of stuff, and I've been around plumbers and heating engineers.
all that stuff is.
Yeah, like is this something a homeowner even interacts with? Is it like just let it go? Yeah, we can speak to Chris about that. I've also noticed as well he's got the nighttime talon clips on, and if you look over to the top, you can see some cold feed, the cold blue, and we've got some hot as well. So there's some talon clips in action. And now let's go upstairs because I can hear Chris busy at work. What are you doing, mate? I saw the cylinder downstairs. We'll have a chat about that probably tomorrow. So on the channel, it'll come in a week or a couple of weeks' time. But what are you working on now, mate, that we can show the lovely people the progress?
The ensuite.
The ensuite. Take it, Adam, dive in there, mate. Take a tour.
So this will be the showering area.
Can you show us an example of that?
Show an example.
Just give us a feel and a sense for how you're going to shower.
Well, you're going to turn the shower on.
Oh, yes.
I don't think you get the shower dressed.
I mean, I'm happy to.
Let's go.
Shower area here with a shower bar about there. We'll just go over that.
Yeah, I guess a question on that is that more for Nick to figure that one out, because he's obviously just put the spots in and you're gonna be like, hey Nick, move it.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably just take a hammer to it and just get rid of it. I think 2 would be ample lighting in here.
Especially because we've got this massive key light window as well.
This is cement-based board, so it's known as backer board. It's a waterproof board ready for tiling on. So instead of using plasterboard, we use a backer board, cement-based board, because it's a lot stronger. When you tile, you've got weight coming down on each other, tile on tile, but then you've also got weight coming off the wall. So if you think you've got a big 6x3 tile here, 600 by 300, plus adhesive, you've got the weight of that pulling, gravity is going to pull it down. So plasterboard's not recommended. We recommend using backer board. Same with the floor as well. This one's called No More Ply, but it's a 6mm version of this. It gives us a solid base to work off, to tile off, rather than going off the chipboard. So we'll have this down, and then we'll latex the floor so we've got a nice level surface. And then on top of that, we'll put our Dura Original down, which is our anti-crack mat, which will give us a allowance for movement in the floor, and then tile straight on top of that.
I'm just going to hang this PGB by C-Tech. Just going to hang that back up for you. Power grab one, often copied, never equalled. And then we've got the rocker going. Again!
Now you know what it's like to be Harry.
Yeah, welcome to the club, baby.
Rocker going in here, so the toilet, so our slimline concealed frame will sit somewhere around here. We've got to build a load of stud work for it to sit on. And then we'll board it, and if we can, we'll tile it all so it looks pretty. I'm hoping to have the frame in, all that built, toilet in place. That's in place,
so
ready
this
to rock
kind
and
of
roll.
look like a bit of a finished in air quotes bathroom.
Yeah.
Ignoring painting.
Is that floating?
It is. There we go. So it's got 2 mounting points there and there, kind of like a kitchen wall unit, and we've used they come with fixings themselves. Come with these little fixings, but we've used ball fixings, just because I've got a wider plate on them. So you've got better chance, whereas these are quite close together. The walls in this property aren't the best, so you hit a mortar joint, you hit a loose brick, you won't get a fixing in this because they're so close together, whereas the ball fix. So whereas they're quite close together, so you potentially get a loose fixing, the fixings on the ball fix are a lot wider, so you've got chance of hopefully 2 decent fixings in there, so you're not going in the same area. You could potentially hit a brick and a mortar joint, or 2 bricks if you're going across them. Good idea, good idea.
And that is the verified build. If you want to keep up to date with all the latest and greatest that's happening on site, subscribe to the channel. We've got the rocker going in, the fuse boards going in, painting and decorating coming very soon. Subscribe to the channel. Have a great Christmas and New Year, and we will see you all very soon.